Welcome to Beyond Sunday, where we take the conversation a step further to grow in our love and understanding of Jesus.
Welcome to Beyond Sunday. I'm Steve. Unfortunately, Sarah is not here with us today, but we do have a very special guest, my very dear friend, Trent Stubrich. Pastor Trent Stubrich, to be correct. Yes?
Yes. That's it. Well, Trent's good. Good morning. How you doing there, Steve?
Yeah, we don't stand on ceremony here, Trent. Like, we're just buddies. Like, you're not going to refer to me as Pastor Steve. I'm going to sit here and refer to you as Pastor Trent the whole time. But I do respect you as such. I would say, Trent, you are the busiest man on the face of the planet. You handle several ministries here, and we're going to talk about them a little bit later on in the podcast. But you're always going, and I really admire the heart that you always have behind things. Even with the amount of stuff that you have going on, you always have a smile on your face, and you're always happy to help people out, man. I want to let the students know, like, what kind of, we've been letting them know what kind of pastors we have here. Okay. And you always exude the love of Christ in everything you do, man. So I just want to start off by saying that. But
thank you. I appreciate that. And, I appreciate all you do with the kids and your teens. We've been blessed to be able to know some of them. They help in some of our ministries with the, like babysitting and things. And it's awesome just to see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's our pleasure. We love our kids, man. We really do love our students, and we love the fact that they like to serve. So it's a huge thing. But we wanted to let the students get to know you a little bit better. And there's a few things I know about you, Trent. Things that you enjoy. You love motorcycles. Let me start off with the thing you love the most. You love your family the most.
Yes, love the family the most. Absolutely.
Three amazing kids. Yeah. And now a grandchild.
Yes.
And so you are full. Amazing wife, Stephanie.
Yes.
You got a lot going on all the time, but you got a great support system there.
Absolutely.
But beyond that, within the realm of hobbies, there's two things I know about you. You can correct me if I am completely wrong. You love your motorcycles.
I love the motorcycles.
Absolutely. And you love hunting.
Love hunting. Those are my two favorite passions. Yes.
Now, which one is above the other? Or are they like on equal playing ground? It's like you can't pick between your children kind of thing.
That's a good point. Motorcycle riding, I mean, I've always ridden dirt bikes and four-wheelers and stuff and enjoyed it, but street riding, that came into effect in 2018 through the Ministry of Celebrate Recovery. I always thought I'd like and enjoy riding street bikes. But when I learned about this ministry called Broken Chains through Celebrate Recovery, I came home from the East Coast Summit and I talked with my wife, Stephanie, and I said, listen, I think being able to ride motorcycles like this on the street and what they're doing with this Broken Chains is just an outstanding way to share Jesus, and it hasn't. But to speak to your specific question, it's a very good marriage of the two hobbies because I can't hunt all summer long and I'm riding my motorcycle. And when that's, right now I'm kind of not riding as much because the deer are starting to move a lot. So I don't ride, but now hunting season's in. So it's a perfect marriage of my two hobbies. Yeah. So
absolutely. That does make sense. Like they do play in off seasons. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. Oh, that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're a big hunter. You and your brother have like hunted your entire lives. Right. Basically, you guys have gone on hunting trips, all kinds of stuff. So I came up with a little bit of an icebreaker game for you, because I want to dig down and see what all game have you tried over the years. Now I'm assuming that you've tried everything, and so you have a little bit of a bar of what is good and what is not good, and maybe some of these you have not tried. But this is a random list that I got from none other than ChatGPT of classic game meats. So this is a this or that game. So it's a simple, I'm going to give you two options and you have to tell me which one do you prefer of the two.
Sounds good.
You ready, Trent?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go, buddy. First one, venison or elk?
Venison.
Venison? Have you had elk?
I have.
I've heard that elk is like the meat of all meats.
It is good, but I just don't get to have it very often. So maybe that's skewed my choice because I do have to have venison a lot.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Hey man, you got to answer what you know. Like you got to answer honestly. I love both. And I love when you give me stuff. So that's the reason I brought you here today was to put big time accountability. How much meat are you going to? No, I'm just kidding. But all right. Okay. So then venison or wild turkey?
Definitely venison.
Okay. Wild turkey's not great.
It's not great. I've had it a little bit, but it's just not, I don't like it as much as like the turkeys we get from Giant Eagle for some reason.
Okay. Well, all right. How about we'll switch because it sounds like venison is going to win across the board.
Yes.
How about rabbit or squirrel? Have you had either one of those?
I've had both, and to pick one over the other, they're both good.
Yeah.
If you get some squirrel and have it over some dumplings and gravy and noodles, that's pretty good. And then rabbit is kind of the same thing, but I think I'd have to go with squirrel. I like dark meat better.
I completely agree with you. I have had both as well. It might shock some listeners to hear that I have had like small game meat of any kind, but I absolutely prefer squirrel. My brother-in-law one time, two of my brothers-in-law, they went on a squirrel hunt, and after like a couple weeks later, they had everybody over for they did like a wing kind of thing, but it was with squirrels instead. They made squirrel like they would wings and put like the sauces and stuff on them. That was good eating.
Yeah,
that was really good. I don't know if maybe we just lost everybody on the squirrel meat.
Maybe.
All right, here we go.
Stay with us.
Stay with us. All right, bison or wild boar? Have you had either one of those?
I've had bison, and I like a good bison burger.
Me too.
And you can go to a fair, you can get them, and I've enjoyed those.
Oh yeah.
The boar, I think I tasted a little bit at a game dinner, and it was probably drenched in gravy. I couldn't get a real taste of it. So I don't know if I have a good litmus on that one, but I have to go with bison.
I've only ever had bison.
No.
I think. I'm with you on that one, buddy. Have you had moose or caribou?
I have had both. And
you are the great gamesman.
Well, I've been to a few game dinners, and you can find all kinds of different things there. But definitely moose. Moose is my absolute favorite game meat. It is really good.
Okay, fair enough. Moose. Yeah. All right, here we go. Bear or beaver?
I've had both.
Oh my gosh!
And I'd go with the bear.
Yeah. I've never had beaver. I didn't know you could hunt a beaver. Who hunts beavers?
Well, those guys that go out and trap them.
That's true.
They go out there and get them, and I have never personally done it, but so I definitely go with the.
Bear.
With the bear on that. My uncle smoked one like a ham when I was growing up, and it was really good.
Yeah, I had bear. I think it was the last game dinner we had here at the church. I had bear, and I was surprised by how it was pretty decent. Bears do not eat well. I don't know. Black bears are kind of scavengers. Then you kind of anything becomes what you eat. If an animal is eating trash, it's going to taste like trash most likely. And bears just kind of eat whatever they find. They do some hunting, but not as much as the brown bear does. I don't think. I think black bears are a little bit more opportunistic than the black bears. Maybe I'm basing that totally on my experience in Gatlinburg and those bears that are just eating trash constantly. I'm sure those bears are not good eating. All right, last one, Trent. Grouse or duck?
Yeah, you know what? I've never had grouse. So I have had duck, and I also enjoy the duck as well.
Duck is good.
Kind of goes along with that. I like the dark meat. It's kind of like a juicier meat.
Good.
It's
really good. When we were in Canada this past year, one of the his name's Tony. He's one of the people that came from China. He's first or second generation from China. He took us to I think it's called Beijing Duck. And it's a restaurant that specializes in it. It was unbelievably good. So good. So I'm with you. I've never had grouse. I'm not much like like I said, my game dinner stuff does not go very deep. Like it's as deep as yours. I'm sure it does.
Well,
But
some of those smaller ones, there's a lot of work for not a lot of reward.
That's right.
So
especially when you shoot a squirrel with I think you use birdshot basically, right?
you can, or you can hunt them with 22s.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like you're always like worried about like getting those little BBs.
Pellets, yeah. For sure.
All right. Well, Trent, thank you for participating in our
you're welcome.
goofy little game here.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Let's talk about the real good stuff, though. So you've been in ministry for how long? Like you've been in both part-time and full-time ministry for a long time. So when did it all start?
Yeah. Well, listen, when I went to college, I enjoyed talking with, kind of started there. There was a time I thought that I might go into full-time ministry and, just different choices and stuff. And I ended up going to school to play football and, maybe not the best choices in life and doing that. But as I was there, I really enjoyed talking with people that I lived with in the house and on the team, just about the things of the Lord that never left me. And when I graduated from college, there was an opportunity to help serve over in a community church, and I kind of got my feet, in the game there with working with youth, and work, working with the youth, and then I worked with the elementary for a few years, and it was neat how God directed that path to be able to say, here, go ahead and start working with the youth here, at this church. And then it was really a good time. And then kind of moved away a little bit. I was a full-time teacher. That was a part-time kind of working. And I became a school counselor. And, it's been an interesting thing. So I don't know do you want me to kind of how I'd love ended up here?
Well, I'd love to hear your call into ministry, and then how you ended up here. That'd be great. Like, what made you feel called into ministry?
Well, I felt the call for a good time in my life. There was a time where I thought maybe when I didn't go into quote full-time ministry, right out of the gate, maybe I kind of possibly missed what God wanted me to do. But then I realized quickly early on that Jesus needs believers everywhere. He needs he needs, in the schools, in the mills, at Walmart, at gas stations, and just to do ministry and to do what God wants you to do and be that witness or to shine Jesus' light wherever you're at. And so, that was fun. I enjoyed that, appreciated that. And working part-time when I came out of college, I really got, a lot of excellent training from my senior pastor there, and the books and things, and it was a great experience. And I just said, Lord, sometime if you ever want to use me in full-time ministry, I'm here. You have me planted in the schools right now, and now I'm going into being a school counselor, and I'm here. But if you ever wanted to use me in full-time ministry, I'm open to that. And so I had been in the schools for roughly 25 years. And
wow.
Enjoyed that, coached football and track, and just really enjoyed that ride and being able to be, when I first started in education, I was like, Lord, I really don't want to be in middle school, but, that's where I ended up. And I've taught from preschool all the way to 10th grade, and middle school is one of my favorites. High school kids, you guys are there too, man. But I love coaching, middle school. Yeah, it's been really rewarding.
That's such a I think a pivotal time in kids' lives. They can go so many different directions at middle school. We put a high emphasis on really pouring into our kids at that age here, specifically. And I understand your passion for that. It's those kids, they need people that truly love and want to encourage them at a time in their life when they can go a million different directions, and they're absorbing everything. Like, because the first time, like, they're experiencing independence, all that kind of stuff, on some level, not like full independence, but like, they're like, I could do a little bit more on my own. And like, now I have more choices. And also, obviously, what comes with that is consequence too. So it's so important to have people like you that like want to pour into, because I remember, I didn't know who you were, but I had people in my, in my school that had you as a youth pastor, and the huge influence that you were on them. Of course, I didn't know who you were, but I just heard about the youth pastor at South Pi, right? Like, that's where you're at.
Right.
And, so that's really, really cool that, like, I kind of knew who you were all those years ago, but I didn't know you. So that's really, really neat. So what brought you to you and Steph have been here at New Life for a while. Like, your kids have grown up here. So what brought you guys to New Life?
Yeah. It was a season, of life for us, and we were looking, we started coming with the right when in 2009, and we have children ages and ranged. We had a junior, we had a third and fourth grader, or second and third grader. I can't remember exactly, and we really appreciated the arms of the church and how they have it in the youth ministry. They were just getting ready to start what you're continuing to do right now, and having a youth ministry.
I was part of it. Yep.
All right. So that was awesome, and we're like, man, that is so good, and that was near to our heart with that. And I'll never forget it. It was they were doing like a series, like the Signs of Life, and we came, and our two younger ones, man, they were talking about it. Man, Pastor Greg had this dead fish, and he was talking about it, and it was awesome, and we're talking about it, and the Lord just put on our hearts, this is a place that we'd like to have you be, and that's how we got planted here in like January 2009.
2009, yeah, that's January 2009 is the month that we started teen ministry on Sunday morning.
Okay.
That's and I mean, that was the month I came into the teen ministry. So
right.
I remember having your oldest daughter in the teen ministry. My wife and I were just serving, like we weren't on staff or anything yet. But I remember having her, and now she's in her 30s and a mother, which is incredible. But it's like, man, time has moved
right
since then. And then so you come on staff. What year did you come on staff, Trent? Was that 2017 or 2018?
Yeah, it was kind of like a sliding process, if you will. I started, in 2018. I mentioned about we had gone to the Celebrate Recovery Summit, and Pastor Warner and Pastor Ron were kind of thinking, well, hey, what's the next step for if Pastor Ron is when he retires, what's going to happen, and they kind of talked with me a little bit about Celebrate Recovery, and then I was currently serving as a middle school counselor in the Hubbard school systems at that time, and I was like, hey, let's go ahead and pray about it, and we prayed about it, and in 2019, then we were running two Celebrate Recoveries, one in Newcastle, one here at the church, and so I kind of started doing the one leading down in Newcastle in 2019. That's part-time.
Okay.
And so I did that for a few years, and then I was then hired. I came on full-time in July of 2021. July of 2021 was when I was full-time.
Okay. I thought you'd been on staff full-time longer than that.
Okay.
Yeah. It just feels like you've always been here, buddy. Well, you're a joy to be around. I'm serious. You and I give each other a hard time all the time, but it is out of love.
Absolutely. It is fun.
At least on my end. It's completely...
Absolutely. I love being able to tease one another. That keeps it energetic and fun. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've been on staff full-time since 2021, and you head up 3 pretty large ministries. That being Celebrate Recovery, which I would love for you to talk about like kind of in a minute, like just talk about like kind of in depth what Celebrate Recovery really is. Because once again, we have always got to kind of break the stigma. I don't know if that's the right word, but I think there's like, it's like when you put recovery in something, you immediately go to, oh, this is for drug and alcohol abuse kind of thing, which is so much more than just, it is for that, but it's so much more than that.
Absolutely.
And then, I mean, you do our breadbasket ministry, which is that's a full-time job and a half by itself. Which you have an amazing team that you've built for that. And then you also do our adult life ministry on Sunday mornings, which is grown a lot, which is kind of it would be calling it some sort of like almost like a Sunday school style adult class. I don't want to like. Because I mean, I'm sure it goes beyond just that. And you also do you oversee the Young at Heart ministry too?
Yes.
Oh, 4 ministries. I apologize.
No, that's okay. Those two kind of fall under the same umbrella, like adult ministry.
Yeah.
And, that kind of try to, there's other things like adult ministry is a lot of different areas.
Yes.
And that's what, the goal is to develop, some different areas under that umbrella.
Yes. So let's talk about Celebrate Recovery first. What is the scope of Celebrate Recovery? We just said briefly that like we get the idea a lot of times when we hear recovery, this is recovering because it is a like a certified 12-step program, correct?
It is.
Like, yes. Because I mean, but it is far more, it's way more, what would you call that? Like multifaceted?
Yeah, multifaceted, encompassing of different things of life, for sure.
So like give us an example. Like, I mean, what all does it cover as far as, needs?
Sure. Well, when I was one of those, when I first came to New Life, I didn't think CR had anything, for me. But what I found when I started going in 2018 is that Celebrate Recovery is for any kind of hurt, habit, or hang up. All right. And I encourage, this has been a process for me, that word recovery. And I try to encourage people to say, listen, when you think about recovery, you think of just drugs or alcohol, but I would encourage you to think of, is there something in my life that God doesn't want there? Is there a hurt in my life that I need help getting through? Is there some kind of habit that, I'm really struggling with, that I need help with? It's all a biblically based. We're a biblically based. It's one of the differences between Celebrate Recovery and other recovery programs. We're a biblically based, scripturally founded recovery program. We say for any kind of hurt, habit, or hang up. And I don't know anybody that doesn't have something that they may be struggling with, whether that's like, you think of kids, to relate to this is, the self-esteem issues and relating and fitting in and, those things that you might experience going through middle school or high school and some of those hurts. And it's a safe place. It's a confidential place to just share. Say, I'm a believer in Jesus and I'm struggling with this in my life. And, so Celebrate Recovery, it really has changed myself when I started coming here. And I know I'm jumping a little bit, so
it's okay.
Please feel free to redirect it. Or
No.
When I first started going to CR, I introduced myself. Hello, I'm a grateful believer in Jesus, and I struggle with food issues. And now that I've had some time, I also add this. I'm celebrating some recovery from anxiety and codependency issues, and my name's Trent. And, that's what I first came to CR for, is for how I use food. I know that I use food in a negative way. And I like, I've had growth in this area, not using it as my comfort. If I was having a bad day and just masking things with food and that kind of stuff. So I have had a lot of growth in that area. I mean, I still, it's one thing that I always have to keep ahead and just work on, with it. But it's a safe space. It's a safe space to be able to say, Man, I'm really struggling with this, and it gets people praying. We are a faith-based program that people can come. They don't have to be believers, but we're going to talk about Jesus. We're going to pray. We're going to have Bible study. We're going to say, hey, would you like to know Jesus as your Savior? Because that's where it starts. For us, for anybody that might come to CR, it's that starting point of having that relationship with Him and then building off of that. Yeah. And that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, and what I always find fascinating about Celebrate Recovery, now obviously there's a level of anonymity to it, but a lot of the people that go to it don't hide the fact that and when I say they're like proud of it, I'm not saying like a matter of pride. It's like a proud that they've found a community of people that they can come around and celebrate God together and work through the problems that they're going through. And there is like this joy that exudes from the people that are in that program. Yeah. They see like the T-shirts are all over the church. Like on Sunday morning, I'd say just throughout the week, if there's people here for things, you're going to see those Celebrate Recovery shirts. People are proud of what God does in and through that ministry. I know that's a massive blessing that you get to be part of. The other ministry that you're part of, Trent, is Bread Basket. And when I say part of, I mean you've led this ministry now for 3 or 4 years.
Well, since I came on, how many was that? 2021.
You said 21. So is that when you took that over?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I couldn't remember how immediate it was. So I know Celebrate Recovery was like the main focus.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't long.
It happened right in the same swoop of things. It was right then, right in the fall.
Yes.
They were doing things, and if I could wrap up one other thing,
I'm sorry.
With the CR, that's okay. I was going to say, you were saying you see people. It is an anonymous thing, but we ask people if you want to break your anonymity of it, because what that does is helps people understand that, hey, this is for everybody, and man, the freedom that you receive, and it's just a neat thing. So I just wanted to add that too, and that's why it's called breaking your anonymity. I mean, I wear CR stuff almost every day because I know the healing power that it can help.
Yes,
and the people who are choosing to break their anonymity feel the same way.
Yes,
and they're like, I don't care. I want to tell everybody, come on, come hang out with us. Yep. So.
That's awesome.
Revert back to coming to Bread Basket.
So Bread Basket, you start doing that in 21.
Yeah.
So you like when you come on staff full time, you have two major jobs. Like you have Celebrate Recovery, you have Bread Basket. Bread Basket serves. You just talk about the community that you serve and what all it encompasses. Because you guys do a lot, and you have an incredible. You have two massive, incredible teams that you're handling at the same time. So let's talk about Bread Basket now.
And you mentioned the teams. I am so blessed by the volunteer base that comes out for Celebrate Recovery. It takes a lot of people to make that run as well. And then also the Bread Basket. We average on a weekend, well, if you add all 3 days together, Friday, Saturday, and now Monday for packing backpacks, we're close to 100 volunteers that come out every month to get it done. And I am so blessed by their willingness, their humbleness to come and serve, show up, rain or shine, cold, snow and sleet. They just come and they help, and it's such a blessing to see what they do. And a little bit of history of that in 2021, we were just coming out of COVID, and things were kind of a little bit wonky with all of that and how things were doing and what we could do with the Bread Basket. And at that time, we could order these boxes, and coming out of COVID and all that, we were roughly around 200 guests that would come to the Bread Basket, and they would come and we'd get this box and put it in their car, and they would go. And right around that time, we were then looking for a new space, which God provided a really awesome space down where it is now on Produce Street. And so when we moved down to there, and everything was healing, and the word started getting out, and it just kept growing. And we, our team, we would meet and we would say, hey, what's working and how is this going? And our team was very passionate about wanting to be able to have options, because people had come and they would like come through and pick up their food. And then also we said we really we like to have when they come inside and we get to visit and meet and talk with our guests who come and have that relational part of it.
Yeah.
And so we worked on how does this look and how can it work at it and how can this happen? And so it's developed and we continue to tweak it and move things and change things and it keeps growing. And we went from around 175 to 200 guests to now we serve between 400 and 450 families on a weekend.
Unbelievable. So how many people you guys are serving each and every week, and how many volunteers come out joyfully, and so we're focusing in on. Maybe I should have said this earlier on in the conversation, but we've just been letting this kind of just progress naturally.
Yeah,
we're talking about our values, and the value that we're talking about this week. We covered it a few weeks ago, but we're talking about this week on the podcast is that we build lasting bonds. And what I see in your ministries, in Celebrate Recovery, in the Bread Basket, and in adult life, is you have you and your team do an incredible job of cultivating community. So, but that it's everything's trickled down, right? Like it starts from the top and it trickles down, to everybody else. So, like, how do you go about doing just that, like cultivating healthy community for these teams?
Yeah. I guess I could talk about the Bread Basket first. And, when we first started getting into it and saying, God, talking with the people and saying, what do we want this to be? And I seen your goals, seen them walking up in what you're trying to move to. I really love that.
Thank you.
Seeing that, and it puts it before, your teens, whoever comes up for me today, coming up to your office, putting that before people. And we kind of have that same approach with the Bread Basket. Our main goal, I thought when I first started doing this, it's like, okay, we're serving people to get them food. And this is like a mission trip opportunity once a month, to be able to be the hands and feet of people, to give out food. And what came out of that was our one goal. We have one goal that I mention just about every time I come to the Bread Basket is that we are working to earn the right to share Jesus with everybody who comes through our door. That's our goal.
I love it.
If it doesn't fit into that, we don't do it or we change it. And we would like everybody working toward that goal is to be able to work to share Jesus for the people coming through in the cars, the people coming inside. That is our goal. And so everything falls in line with that. And, so that's one thing that we do, having a clear goal of what you want to accomplish and then present it before the people who are helping. Yeah. So then we have a little devotional, and then we pray, and then we serve. And then another part of that, you mentioned it, was the community. I really believe in community and having that strength of being together, and that's why I'm so excited that you have a team ministry where you have the band and you have singing and they have their space. It's awesome to be able to have that they need that the community, and I love that so much. But going back to how we develop and build our teams is this: it's all about Jesus. And then the second thing that we learned down there for the Bread Basket is I said, listen, we're coming here to serve. And it ended up being two different ministries within one for me. And I share this with people because we have so many people that come. Sometimes we have enough people to cover every station and then maybe a little extra. And I encourage our people to say, that's a great day. Step back a little bit, meet the people who are here, and you're developing those friendships, having a chance to laugh, having a chance to interact with the people that are coming. So it was a twofold ministry of giving out, but also receiving from the group of people that you're serving with every month. Yep. And it has developed, and they really, really enjoy it. And I really feel that, as leader, you asked about just building a community. I love to empower people to use their gifts.
Yes.
Encourage them, say, hey, you love doing this, go ahead and empower them, let it go and let them get at it.
Yes.
And we can see that for the bread basket and then also the backpack that goes alongside of that sprouted through. And as people feel like, hey, they have gifts and they're like, hey, would you like to do this? Sure, let me pray. And they go with it, and they're able to say they want to be the hands and feet of Jesus, and they're using their gifts to be able to get that done. And then they bring other people with them. It builds excitement. It builds teamwork. It builds, hey, we're in this together, and we're doing this for Jesus. It's not for us. It's for Him.
Yeah, and that's our. I feel like, I mean, you do an excellent job of that. I'm not just saying. I mean, I say that to anybody. Is you do such an incredible job of equipping people, and that is the job of the pastor. The pastor's job is to shepherd, is to lead people, but it's also to equip people. We're not doing all the tasks ourselves, because otherwise these ministries would never get done to the level that you get them done at. Like if Trent was the man loading the cars and making all the phone calls and packing all the backpacks and everything in between, we're not serving 400 families. We're serving 10 families. You know what I mean? Like you've allowed the Holy Spirit to use you truly as a vessel to equip, as we are called to do. But it's created such a good, like, healthy camaraderie amongst that team. You go down there on a Saturday because you guys operate. I mean, you operate once a month, but I mean, there's a lot going on in between.
A lot behind the scenes, absolutely, for sure.
That Saturday is just like that's
game day.
Yeah, that's the pay-per-view, right? Like, there's a lot going on week in and week out to get everything together. And what I'm always encouraged by is, like, when I bring teens down there. And we have this school year, we have 4 planned, like, a day, like Saturdays that we're going to come down and serve. But anytime I bring the teens down, it's like there's always somebody. It's not necessarily you. You're there, but you're taking care of other things, and you're just you're doing the lead job that you've been given. But there's always somebody that's ready and knows exactly what they need to be doing, and they hop right in. They're like, "Oh, hey guys, we need you over here doing this," and it's like, I don't need to think at all. That's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But that's what we're truly called to. But like when that happens, when it is a top down thing, it creates healthy community where people feel bonded to one another, which is the goal. Like the verse that we use is the verse from Hebrews that we should never neglect the time that we spend together. And I see that there. Like, people do not neglect that time. They make it an effort to be there, and not just to be present, but to be intentional about what they're doing every single minute of those 4 hours that they're in operation. Right? From the people that are meeting people at the cars as they come in, like guys that are just helping guide, they're making people feel welcome. They're getting them to, like, and all the way to, like, when they're packing the cars, or the people that are walking people through or helping people shop through, whatever it might be. Giving away the food is the secondary thing to the gospel is being ministered to those people through the love of those that are there. And that love is not shared unless you are sharing the love that God has given to you with them. And so it's a total trickle-down effect. But that's what we're called to as a church.
Sure.
We're seeing it used effectively in your 3 ministries. But this is the idea that we need across the board, is that we build these bonds not for our own sake, but for the community's sake. Like, there's people on the outside that need to be brought in, and they're only going to be brought in if we recognize that I was brought into something as well. And I think you've done a tremendous job of showing that, in all the ministries that you serve.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. So
praise Jesus. It's really fun. I mean, I've had a passion about, a good piece of advice my dad gave me, and, guys, I think this might be something that would be good for you as well, is that he's like, hey, find something that you like to do for a living, and if you do that, it will never be like working.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been blessed, getting into the education field and coaching and that kind of stuff. I loved it. I loved being a school counselor.
Yeah.
But God had something else for me, and guess what? All those things as a school counselor and everything has led me and gave me the proper skills of management, of things that I was responsible for things like the breadbasket. That was a kind of a surprise, doing a ministry with it. But God prepared for me ahead of time to be able to have the skills. I talked to superintendents and school counselors and principals, and I mean that stuff I've been doing for a long time, and so it's just a really neat networking. But God did that, and He went before it. To do that, so it's a blessing.
It is. It really, really is. Well, Trent, I can't thank you enough for coming and sitting down and talking to us. Just all about like your ministry experience and the ministry that you're doing here. I just want to publicly state how much your friendship means to me. You just been in like your encouragement over the years, and this is what I gotta say about with you and Steph. You guys have just always been incredibly positive and encouraging every step of the way. When I was ministering, my wife and I were ministering to your kids. You guys were always just behind us, but like that's not just to certain people. I see that with every single person that you guys interact with. So I just want to encourage you guys to keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an incredible job. And teens, like as you grow and you get opportunities to move into different ministries, like you have another safe space where you can go and be part of something with Pastor Trent. So my friend, do you have any closing words of wisdom for us? What's the best piece of advice you can give to a teenager living in 2025 today?
You are valued. Don't let anybody think that or let anybody tell you that because you're young, you can't serve or you can't be effective for the kingdom. You guys are some of the ones that can really reach people by how and what you do. And I want to encourage you, if you need somewhere to get plugged in, come on down to the breadbasket. Come down, hang out with us, and just serve. It is such an exciting thing to be able to have younger people. And it's we do have some kids who come, and I love when I get teenagers coming and I get to talk to them about what's going on in their life, and just it kind of, because it brings me back to where God first put me and used me with in ministry, if you will. And so you are welcome. And I want to encourage you, if you're listening to this, and these times, can be difficult. But one thing I know is that if you let your heart be surrendered to Jesus, He will never steer you wrong. He will give you the strength to go through this time of can be challenges, going through, middle school and high school and trying to do this life. And I would encourage you to just lean into Jesus and into His Word, continue coming to whatever opportunities you have here at the church, whether it be the Sunday morning or the service opportunities or the weekend getaways or whatever that is. That community is so important.
Absolutely.
And I would encourage you just to plug in and soak that in and develop those relationships.
Yeah. Well, Trent, thank you so much. Those are wise words spoken. I know the teens, they need as much encouragement and support as they could possibly get. And I know that's been your heart for a very, very long time. So thank you for those heartfelt words, and just appreciate you being here. Well, that is our Beyond Sunday podcast. We thank you so much for joining us, buddy. I love you. Thank you again.
Love you too, man.
And
thanks for having me.
Listen to you. We'll listen to you. We'll be with you next time. God bless. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.